What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RBL Weekly. I am the Roast Battle League Commissioner, Pat Barker, and I wanted to start by saying thank you guys for bearing with us last week as we missed a week. First time since we started doing the podcast that we missed a week. All it took was our entire city burning to the ground, but we have risen from the ashes and we are back with another podcast for you this week, and that is the Hall of Flame induction ceremony. And as we said last week, yes, we realize how unfortunate that name is given the current circumstances. Are bad. Sorry about that. This episode is where I expected to honor all of the new inductees into the Hall of Flame. The question would be, would there be 8? Would there be 10? Last year, I believe we had 10 inductees into the inaugural class. This year, we sent the ballots out. People voted. And when it all came down to it, a lot of people got a lot of votes. They were spread very evenly across the board. And only 2 people are actually going to be inducted in the 2024 class. That's what we're here to talk about today. I would love to lie to you and say that, oh yeah, we're putting in these like 6 or 7 people. It's 2 people. There's a lot of people who are very, very close and could be on the next ballot, but we're going to get into all that in this episode. Thanks again for your patience and sticking with us. Next week, we will be doing a podcast live from London. We have the World Championship on January 26th at the Top Secret Comedy Club. If you're in the greater London area, if you're anywhere in Europe, really, come on out. It's going to be a big party. A lot of roast battle legends are going to be in the house hanging out. So come hang with us. Now, that being said, let's get into this week's episode. And we are going to start with one of the 2 inductees. And this is a very deserving person. This is somebody that I watched come into the show as a rookie on her first battle. And really from the beginning, she kind of took this room by storm. And it only took 3 or 4 battles before everybody looked at her and said, she is going to be a champion in the future. And they were right. She went on to become the Roast Battle League champion. She has great appearances. Season 3 of the TV show on Comedy Central. She had a battle that went super viral online. She's one of the best, and this is a very deserving honor for our first inductee into the 2024 Hall of Flame class, Nicole Becannon. Nicole is one of the best joke writers we've ever had in the sport. It was an honor for me to battle Nicole in the main event right before the world shut down due to the pandemic. There was a time where we thought that might be the last roast battle ever. Might be the last live entertainment thing. Like 6 months into the pandemic, you're like, I don't know if we're coming back. And we thought, man, what a great way to finish things out that would be. Of course, we've gone on to build a whole worldwide league, which is way better. But it was an honor to share the stage with her and to have that battle. And we're going to show you another battle of hers that was an outstanding one against another guy who's already in the Hall of Flame. He went in last year as part of the Wave. I'm talking about Jamar Neighbors. This was an excellent title match from back in the day. This is a classic. We're jumping in the Wayback Machine. So the audio isn't as crisp and the video isn't as clear, but the jokes are on point. It's one of the best battles I've ever seen in this room. You're going to love it. It's Nicole Becannon versus Jamar Neighbors. Here it is.
Jamar was in an orphanage called 5 Acres, so we shorted him 35 acres and a mom.
You done deep. Nicole has a good boyfriend. After he's done doing heroin, he lets her lick the spoon.
Very thoughtful.
Jamar's the kind of guy that would invite you to fuck him on his tour bus, which is actually just the LA City bus.
Nicole's 37 years old. Nah, I'm kidding. Y'all believe me though, didn't you?
brain's just on colored people time.
Nicole is so desperate, she saw me rape a bitch and was like, ooh, me too, me too.
It's a different era for that joke.
Yeah. Nicole took a 23andMe test. Turns out she's 2% European and 98% trash bag juice. I wouldn't stick my finger in that pussy if it had the keys to my little brother's jail cell in that motherfucker. Bitch, you look like a Grand Theft Auto hooker.
One more time.
Jamar was molested as a kid, so I think it's safe to say the 3rd grade was the hardest 4 years of his life. I'm not saying Jamar was destined to be a comic, but at the early age of 6, someone def jammed a dick in his mouth. Jamar got molested, but in that guy's defense, with that gap in your teeth, your mouth does look like a glory hole.
Yeah. Nicole wants to be the best female working comic today. She's off to a good start. She already has Tig Notara's titties. Maybe that shit look like a trap house mattress.
Alright guys, yeah, Jamar is from the hood, but he's such a bitch he couldn't get jumped into Cool in the Gang.
Nicole's from Huntington Beach, or at least that's the shore that she washed up on.
Somehow you're so hot and so ugly at the same time. You're like Idris Elba if his face was as weird as his name.
Nicole, you're fat, white, and insecure. Shut up before I make you suck my dick like I just know I can. Right, bring that Gerard joke out, bitch.
Alright, Jamar's head is so shiny his mom tried to pawn it for crack.
Overtime.
Let's
go.
Woo! Look, Jamar has this reputation as this like retarded genius, but I don't buy it. You know, you're not an oxymoron, you're just a regular moron.
I thought ugly bitches was supposed to be the funny ones. Nicole looked like whether you put it in her ass, mouth, or pussy, you leaving the crib with doo-doo on your dick.
So that was Nicole Becannon versus Jamar Neighbors. It's one of my favorite battles ever, and it showcases what both of them are capable of from a roast writing perspective. Nicole obviously not only was a legend in this room, she has gone on to write for different things. We've written together on the Alec Baldwin roast, the roast of Tom Brady, Torching 2024. She's just, I can't say enough great things about her, and she absolutely deserves the honor. And she's in on her second year on the ballot. So congratulations to Nicole. Now we get to the second inductee, and this is a little bit awkward because this is me. I don't have nearly as many nice things to say about me because that seems insane that I would come on here and do this. Instead, I will say, it's kind of an awkward position, but I will say that this is legitimately like a really cool thing, a great honor for me to be recognized by my peers. The ones voting on this are the people who have been around Roast Battle for a long time. And having done 50 battles, and which I think a lot of newer fans to the sport don't know. They know me as the judge and the commissioner and everything like that. But since 2014, I've been, battling pretty consistently. I've got 50 of them under my belt. I've battled all over the world. And this show has provided me with so many cool opportunities and relationships and friendships and just moments in my life, moments that I will, remember forever. So this is... as much as I like to be a cool guy and be like, yeah, dude, whatever, it's fucking, who cares? It's not even a real thing. It's very real to me, damn it. It's a cool thing, and it's an honor for me to be a part of it. I don't have anything else to say about it except thank you. Now, I'm old. I'm an old school guy. The majority of my battles happen in this room, and there is no video evidence of them. These are back in the day. We've lost so many great tapes, over the years. So instead, I'm going to show you my 50th battle, my most recent one. This happened in Barcelona at Roast Fest, going up against the Barcelona champion, Mila Kopayeva. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun, and we've never shown it on this podcast. So without further ado, here it is. When Mila originally accepted this battle, there was a chance she'd also have to battle tomorrow night at the Comedy Purge. That's their big yearly event, the Comedy Purge. And you might think that 2 battles in 2 nights is biting off more than she can chew, but based on her body type, I'd say binging before the purge is completely normal in her world.
Look at this carb graveyard. Speaking about my body, you wish you have a piece. Actually, Pat had a piece of fruit only one time when he accidentally swallowed his own Adam's apple.
It's true, I'm fat. Mila is divorced, so my body is just like her marriage. It's not working out. But I love Mila. She was recently named one of Barcelona's top 10 comics to watch on mute. We exchanged info a couple weeks ago before the battle. It's customary before a battle. Normally you get on like a Zoom call. In this case, Mila just spoke at her normal volume and I heard her in Los Angeles.
You know what, Pat? I'm actually surprised you can even talk, because before that, you were only communicating with me using eggplant emojis. Guys, don't laugh at him. He's a big deal. Pat manages Roast Battle League. Maybe you have seen him talking about my jokes on YouTube. Or if you haven't, you still might recognize him from your DM asking to sell your fit pictures.
I am in the market if anyone's selling. This Kremlin gremlin is Mila Kopayeva. Mila is Russian. She sometimes refers to herself as the Russian Britney Spears, which means after she bombs a Ukrainian school, she says, "Oops, I did it again." And then she looks at the button and decides to hit them babies one more time.
you really watch my battles because you just quoted a few jokes I did before about myself. All right, actually when Pat knew that I was from Russia, he was like, I don't get why people hate poutine. I actually am a big fan of poutine, especially with extra gravy on the side. Pat loves baseball. He actually has a collection of baseball bats at home, which comes in handy when his wife is on her third strike. She knows when he has a home run, she can't run away.
I didn't understand a word of that, but I know I should be offended. Yeah, whatever. Not gonna get into it. I will, however, clarify my last show. I did the Russia thing, and when we talked before the battle, Mila actually made it very clear that she does not support Vladimir Putin or the current regime. She wanted me to make sure you guys knew that. So she made it very clear to me that she is a voice of support for the Ukrainian people. She is a voice of support. Jesus Christ, have they not suffered enough? I mean, my God, can you imagine the PTSD from surviving a war and then having to listen to a woman with the voice of an air raid siren?
I know you love my voice, guys.
I do.
I actually think that Pat is a very romantic person because when he stays home alone, he prepares a bus stop, he lights up some candles, and he says, Siri, speak to me in Russian accent. Guys, a moment of tragedy. Pat and his wife had their first kid miscarried, and she actually agreed to have another chance with one condition: if Pat will never carry a newborn again.
Last joke.
Again, I think I'm offended. I will say this. My wife, she did have a miscarriage years ago, and now we have a 7-year-old son, and he's amazing, and I love him. He's the greatest thing. He's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But if he had a voice like Mila, I would be Googling 30th trimester abortions. For my last joke, Mila, like all the great comedians before her, has a 5-minute twerking video on YouTube. Now, look, say what you want about the video, but I studied all of her stand-up to prepare for this, and that was the only video that I actually laughed at. Hey, Barcelona, hey, pop quiz. What do Mila's ass cheeks and her comedy audiences have in common? No matter how hard she tries, she can't make them clap.
Your butt cheeks are clapping even when you don't want them to.
It's so good.
Guys. Pat looks so unhealthy that even his stillborn son had more life in his body.
Yeah, damn.
He has a body of a very depressed man, but his eyes are so happy because they never get to see his dick.
Okay, so that was me versus Mila Kopayeva. A lot of fun, and to be able to go do this, overseas is absolutely incredible. When I did my first battle on that stage, a little bit over 10 years ago, I never in a million years thought it would turn into what it has. And thank you guys for making that happen. Everybody watching this, I appreciate you, and we couldn't do it without you. Now, those are the only 2 inductees, but a lot of people had positive movement up the ballot. and their numbers are getting closer to the threshold for induction. I expect some of these names to get in next year, and the one who's really knocking on the doorstep, he came up 1 vote shy this year. This is a guy that I have publicly said should be in the Hall of Flame, and I believe he will be soon. Eli Sairs. Eli is, the Bobby Fischer of Roast Battle, as I've said before, a legend from the New York days. While we were not filming things in this room and we were not uploading stuff to YouTube, but New York was ahead of the curve on that, and they uploaded everything. And as a result, a lot of Roast Battle fans know New York more than they know LA. And Eli Sairs is the one name that people always come to me and they go, where is he? What's going on? We haven't heard from the guy. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. What I do know is, having battled him and having just been a fan of his for so long, he might be the best joke writer to ever do this, in my opinion. If he's not, he's right up there. In his prime, nobody could fuck with Eli. And his prime, by the way, was his entire run. I think he only lost 2 battles in his entire career, and there's a reason for that. He brought it every single time. I'm a big, big fan of him, and I hope that he gets in next year. And I'm going to show you a battle right now. This is one of my favorites. This is a battle that showcases 2 people who will be back on the ballot next year after coming up short this year. 2 New York Roast Battle legends, Eli Sairs and Dena Hashem. This is a title match from back in the day. It's 3 rounds. It's a classic. You're going to love it. Here it is.
It's very brave of you not to dye your grays as an older woman in showbiz.
First blood.
Dena is a Muslim. It's crazy that they sent a drone over here to ruin our lives. She does have some credits. You may know her from crashing her truck into people in Manhattan last week.
Holy shit.
Eli looks like his mom wrote him notes to get out of gym class. You look like Mrs. Doubtfire if Robin Williams played her today.
When you talk like this, people think something is more clever than it actually is. Something seems more impressive if it was written by a retard. Like the Quran.
Eli.
Security.
Eli has crippling OCD. He sometimes washes his hands up until they bleed. But you would too if you had to touch his dick.
Excellent.
Yeah, my hands bleed, just doing an impression of your gynecologist. But that was a good one, Mindy failing. Look, it's hard. It's hard being a woman in comedy. Not just in comedy, I assume it's hard being a woman in whatever field you're in.
Eli, you dusty child of neglect. Your father is a Mennonite priest, which means you are the only little boy he's never hugged.
Shot.
That's true. I'm Mennonite. I'm surprised you're not Amish, the way you can suck the electricity out of a room. Dena, you Gaza stripper. Your father left you when you were 7 years old, and you have a bad relationship with your mom. Dena, You should be grateful for your mother for all she's done. Your mother has the hardest job in the world. ISIS spy. I have a lot of Muslim jokes, but I actually hate it when people judge Muslims. Like you're not responsible for 9/11. You were actually heartbroken when you found out about it earlier that year. Boy, your people were mad about the election. They were furious that a woman was running. Some people say that Dena could become the best female comic in the city. But it's messed up to even say it like that. Right? Like, why does she have to be the best female comic in the city? Why can't she just be the 148th best comic in the city?
Wait a minute now, nigga. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck now?
I didn't know you were back.
You know it's a good joke when she calls you the N-word.
She's 148. Hey, you 149, nigga. What?
Dena's unemployed. Dena's unemployed, but her boyfriend recently went 9 to 5 from his last girlfriend to her.
Oh, shit.
Eli and I met up before the battle, and he just said some things that I think you guys should hear.
So Eli, you've won 11 battles. How does it feel to be the champ?
I've alienated all my loved ones.
Wow, that belt must mean a lot to you. What are you gonna do if you lose?
I'm gonna get my mom on the phone. I'm gonna call her the N-word.
Easy, Eli. You don't want to end up at the center of a scandal. How do you feel about this Harvey Weinstein stuff?
I don't think his movies are all that good. He just seems to me like a really great person.
What about Kevin Spacey and that 14-year-old?
Look, I used to be a child, and inside scoop, kids want to get fucked by adults.
Well, good luck in our battle. How are you going to celebrate if you win?
Sex.
Final round. Fight!
Eli, you poor man's poor man. That championship belt is the longest you've owned something without it getting repoed.
If you win the title, your dad might come back now that there's a heavier belt to hit you with. Dena, I'll say this. It's messed up. It's so messed up that men assume you're bad at math just because you're a retard.
Eli is still very religious, so whenever there's a mass shooting, he sends thoughts and prayers and fan mail to the shooter.
Yeah, I'm religious. You have a Comedy Central credit and you don't believe in miracles? Dena, you're going to be the first terrorist to drive a short bus into a crowd of people.
I love that. They didn't get enough credit.
Thank you.
Eli is scared of being possessed by demons. He's terrified that muscles might form if he were ever exercised.
Headshot.
Dena, your father left you, but you do have a father figure, a dad bod.
Eli is named after a Bible character who dies when he falls backwards out of a chair and breaks his neck. That guy is funnier sitting down than you'll ever be at stand-up.
Thank you. Thank you, Desert Storm. Dena? Yeah, that's good.
So that was Eli Sairs versus Dena Hashem. Eli comes up 1 vote shy of the Hall of Flame this year. I expect him to have a strong showing in the class of 2025. And full disclosure, I will be voting for him. I voted for him 2 years in a row, and I think it's only a matter of time until he gets in. And the same could be said about the last person that we're going to talk about. Now, there's a few people in the middle. There were a few people who came up 2 votes shy, but I don't really have good footage on them. Sarah Tiana, a legend from back in the day, who has a couple of great battles on Comedy Central. She was a finalist in season 1 of the tournament on Comedy Central. And Olivia Grace, who... all I could say about Olivia Grace is if you were here, you know exactly why she had such a strong showing on this. She was a supernova, came out of nowhere and absolutely dominated for a very short period of time, like the Sandy Koufax of Roast Battle, if any of you guys are into 70-year-old baseball references. I should have come up with something more contemporary. But that being said, those guys are both on the cusp of getting in, but I didn't really have good battles to show. Luckily, I have a great battle to show with our next guy. This is a guy who also came up 2 votes shy, and I expect to get in the very near future. And it's a guy who was retired and just recently came out of retirement and came out even stronger than when he went in. It's like, imagine if Michael Jordan on the Wizards was actually better than Jordan on the Bulls. That's what this guy did. But we're going to go back to the Jordan on the Bulls era, which was still pretty fucking good. And I'm talking about Jay Light, by the way. I know I've rambled a lot here, but Jay Light came up 2 votes shy. This is a guy, he was one of the building blocks of this show. Not that it should carry any extra weight for the Hall of Flame. It's based on what you do on the stage. But he was the guy holding the periscope. He was the guy running the show before, I was here and he had more help. He was running everything back in the day. He made this show what it is. We couldn't have done this without him. And this is one of my favorite battles of his. This is a classic from back in the day against a guy who got into the Hall of Flame last year in the inaugural class, Keith Carey. This is an amazing one. I can't believe we haven't watched it on the pod yet. So let's end this week's episode with Jay Light versus Keith Carey. Here it is.
Keith is like a McDonald's receipt. White trash that's covered in greasy creases.
Jay is like cocaine. He's white. You can always find him at the Comedy Store, and he should never leave the green room.
Keith loves going to SeaWorld for his annual physical.
That's some Blackfish shit. That's some Blackfish documentary shit. Jay Light looks like the singer of a special needs boy band.
Keith's releasing his new album on vinyl because his mom only said she'd listen if she can use her needle.
I'm not saying Jay's a racist, but every time he sees his lips in the mirror, he calls the police.
Keith was abused by his white supremacist stepdad because his teeth are colored. Keith doesn't have a twitch, he's just blinking his suicide note. Keith's girlfriend just adopted a 3-legged dog so she can prepare to take care of 2 slobbering animals with missing feet.
You're up, Keith. I ate a peanut.
You ate everything.
Yeah, with the shell. I didn't know what it was. Nah, it's like everything. Jay played football in high school. His strongest position was reverse cowgirl. I'm trying to fucking do a thing. That hasn't stopped you before. Jay's skin is so pasty, retarded kids keep flicking him. Jay, I may be a fat, clear loser, but I have one thing you'll never have. Pubes. Jay is part of the 1%. He's not rich. His body just looks like it's made of skim milk.
Hey, Keith, blink if you miss your dad.
Jay grew up in the city where JFK got shot. So I guess your father's not the only man in Dallas who wish he'd covered his head.
Keith's lungs are so black, his mom fucked them for crack.
That's actually true. My mom was a whore. I actually saw her one time suck 3 dicks in one night, or as Jay calls it, networking.
Holy shit. Holy shit. This is awesome!
It is, but let's keep going. The only thing Keith has seen less than his penis is his dentist.
Alright, let's go! We made a lot of fat jokes tonight, and I do eat a lot, but in all fairness, if I don't finish all those popsicles, where's he going to get his jokes?
Keith is an obese bisexual. You really put the gut in faggot.
What's wrong? Jay's dream is to end up on the wall of the Comedy Store, and it's going to come true in 3 months when he gives up and blows his brains out on the patio.
Keith and I are both coming off losses. I lost 2 roast battles. Keith lost 2 peanuts in his folds.
So there you have it. Ultimately, only 2 people meet the criteria to get in. Like I said, we didn't want to fudge the numbers. We didn't want to, mess with the legitimacy of the Hall of Flame. I know that's an insane statement to say out loud, but here we are. It's important to me that this thing means something and recognizes the people who are the best. And a lot of people had strong showings. I expect when we do this next year, we'll be rattling off a lot more names. As always, thank you guys once again. The World Championships are coming up, and then before you know it, the new season rolls around on March 1st. I can't believe we're getting into season 3 of the Roast Battle League. Roast Fest in the Bay Area, March 1st and 2nd. The season opener with a title match here in the Belly Room, March 4th. The New York, they have their winter tournament going on. Chicago, they have their tournament about to kick off. It's unbelievable how many things are going on. Make sure you're following us on all social media so you can keep up with that. And we appreciate you guys. After we get back from London, we're going to settle back into more of a normal groove. Appreciate your patience, and thank you. We'll see you next time.
Absolute multicultural front row here. We'll go with you, Greece. Is abortion legal in Greece?
Think so.
You think so? You're like, I haven't had to dabble yet. I'm pro-choice. I think women should be allowed to do if they want with their bodies, right? But it's also because I find a lot of pro-life people very funny. You know, they're always like, I don't believe in abortion. I'm like, well, it definitely exists. You know, like my favorite of people you see in the streets, we like the pictures, like, oh, this is a fetus of 22 weeks. I'm like, oh, disgusting, kill it. One past an anti-abortion rally the last day, and someone had a sign saying abortion reduces fertility, and I was like, it's kind of the point. My doctor asked me my blood type, and I was like, B negative, and he was like, yeah, f*** it, you're probably going to die anyway.